What's going on? This is your man, John Fortune, your host of Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today, we got a preseason game coming up. The Washington Redskins will be facing the Cleveland Browns. And today, I got a guest that's coming on. He's actually going to be a new friend of mine. He's the host of the Wolf Sports Corner podcast. So I want to welcome in my new friend, Brandon Wolf. Brandon, how's everything going?
It's going great, man. Glad to be here. Glad to be on your podcast talking to you for a minute, man.
All right, man. I'm just glad that we're able to become early friends. So we're going to get right into the questions. All right, the NFL, the nation is on fire right now when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. Can you tell me the excitement that's going on in Cleveland about the Browns?
Oh, man, it's ridiculous. I joke around constantly because everybody knows that LeBron won the championship for the Cavs in 2016. But if the Browns, I always say that if the Browns ever, and I mean ever, won a Super Bowl, even just one, this whole city would burn to the ground because this city is a football town and it's so noticeable. When you come here, when you watch our sports teams, this city is insane now that the Browns are finally looking like they could possibly be contenders.
Man, that sounds good, man. Along with that, I got to gauge what the opinion was of the fans when it came to the team hiring Fred Kitchens as the coach versus going with Gregg Williams. Were the fans on board with it, or did the fans feel that it was a lost opportunity to get a guy like Gregg Williams to stay the head coach of the Cleveland Browns?
Well, honestly, I think that it was kind of split right down the middle. A lot of people like Gregg Williams because he brought a attitude to the Browns that we'd never seen before. But at the same time, Freddie Kitchens has this relationship with Baker Mayfield and the whole team that we've never really seen out of any head coach. You almost want to compare it to a Sean Payton, Drew Brees, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady type relationship. But obviously it's still a little premature to actually say that kind of stuff. But, I think for me, I liked Freddie Kitchens a lot. But the only big question was he had never really had any NFL experience as far as head coaching goes. But, I don't know. I like Freddie a lot, and I think that he's going to be a great coach, and he's the perfect guy to lead this team now. I think that now that we've seen him coach through training camp and we've heard what he had to say and things like that, I think that at this point, it's a no-brainer. Freddie Kitchens is the guy.
Well, all right. So now I'm going to get into another one. When it comes to John Dorsey, John Dorsey basically found a way to sucker the Giants into giving him practically the foundation of the team. How do y'all feel about what John Dorsey has brought to the Cleveland Browns since taking over as general manager?
When John Dorsey was able to fleece the Giants for Odell Beckham Jr., I think that, there were people calling for his statue down at First Energy Stadium in downtown Cleveland. So, everybody in Cleveland loves the man.
Yeah, I can imagine. That was quite an impressive feat that he pulled off, because I couldn't believe that he was able to get so much from the Giants. And to me, the only thing he really gave up was what was his name? Peppers. That was the only thing he gave up. Did you guys feel that giving up Peppers was worth it versus when you guys got Vernon Olivier in return?
Well, see, honestly, for me, I like Peppers a lot, but our biggest loss there was Kevin Zeitler. I think that, he was our best offensive lineman, arguably, and right now that's kind of our lacking position is our offensive line. But when you have a guy like Baker Mayfield who can kind of run around and create his own, I don't know, your offensive line is still obviously a necessity, but it makes it a little easier to not depend on your O-line as much.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, everything's going on with that. Now, the Washington Redskins picked up Caleb Brantley from the Cleveland Browns. Can you give my fan base, the Redskins fan base, an idea of what we got in Caleb Brantley and why were the Browns willing to give him up for so little?
Well, honestly, I went to training camp a few times last year. Got to see Caleb Brantley work out a lot, and kind of got to see him just take some snaps. And he really is a great football player. He's a great. He's just a great lineman guy. I mean, he's a great player. But I think with the Browns, it was our defensive line was the strongest part of our team last year. It was the strongest part of our defense, and Caleb Brantley, even though he was good, he didn't show insane signs of improvement or insane signs of even possibly starting. So I think that's why maybe we were willing to give him up for so little. But I mean, the guy did start 7 games, not start 7 games. Started 1 game for us last year. Played in 12 games. So I mean, he still got on the field. But I mean, now that we've added guys like Olivier Vernon, Ogunjobi stepped up for us last year. Coley's been looking great, and obviously you can't forget about Myles Garrett. So I don't know. I think Caleb Brantley, even though he did show signs of improvement, he was never going to be anything for the Cleveland Browns. I think that Washington's a great spot for him to really build himself, because even though you guys look like you have a really, really bright future, you still got a year or two, and I think that's easy. It's going to be easy for him to develop there.
All right, man. Last question. Tell me what you guys are going to be looking for, or what you're looking forward towards the most in this preseason game, and what is your prediction for the game as well?
Oh, man, I don't even know what to say. I think for Browns fans, honestly, it's just getting back into football. I mean, this offseason has felt like forever. Just because, I mean, even though the Browns only won 7-1 last year, that was the closest we got to a winning season since 2007. So, I mean, it's been a while, and I think that everybody's excited to see Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham and Kareem Hunt and all these other guys step up on offense. But we're also interested to see what happens to our defense. So I think, like I said, it's just, for us Cleveland fans, it's just about watching some football again. I don't know. I think that it's going to be a good game, but I think, honestly, I can't wait to see Dwayne Haskins play as well. I mean, obviously, he's an Ohio State guy. Strong arm. Honestly, in my opinion, should be the steal of the draft, because I love what the Redskins did in drafting him. I think that it was real dumb for the Giants to pass on him. It was dumb for the Broncos to pass on him. And I think that you guys really got a steal on him. So I think that Dwayne Haskins could probably honestly lead you guys to a victory in week 1 of the preseason, just because I don't see the Browns starters staying out there for very long. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't been following the Redskins that much. They didn't give Dwayne Haskins a starting job, correct?
Yeah, so far we have Colt McCoy, who you guys know about. We actually have him listed as our starter.
Okay. All right. So you guys, Haskins will probably play quite a bit of that game just because he still is second string. So I think that he'll have a pretty nice preseason performance, and he could definitely lead you guys.
Man, Brandon, I really appreciate you coming on the show. I do have one more question. Give the Redskins fan base an idea of what we're getting in Terry McLaurin, because not only did we draft Dwayne Haskins, we also drafted one of his receiver threats who kind of got lost in that receiver shuffle at Ohio State. What are they really getting in this wide receiver?
Oh, man. You're getting a guy who's obviously pretty quick, who's got the hands, and him and Dwayne Haskins, even though he wasn't Paris Campbell. I mean, Paris Campbell was obviously our biggest guy last year, but even though he's no Paris Campbell, he's still a guy that's going to be that young receiver that you want him to be. And honestly, that's why I think you guys have such a bright future on offenses. Ohio State has never really had a great quarterback come out of the university. But at the same time, I think that Dwayne Haskins could easily be that first guy because he really does have that strong arm. He's your cookie cutter quarterback, you might want to say, just because he's big, he's got the arm, he's not going to take a bunch of sacks, and he's going to throw the ball down the field. And I think that's why guys like Terry McLaurin and Paris Campbell just played so well with Dwayne Haskins. And I think, again, you guys have a real bright future on offense.
Man, Brandon, I really appreciate you coming on to the show. Y'all can check Brandon out on the Wolf Sports Corner podcast. That's on Apple, Spotify, Google, and also on Anchor and also Podbean. Brandon, I really appreciate it again. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, man.
All right. This has been John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.